Am I wearing these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You feel
Cool.
weird?
No, just
Have you done a podcast before?
I have. Not quite to this level, I don't think, but
How did you get? First of all, how bad is the python and invasive species situation in Florida?
it is bad. It's definitely bad. You know, you have these TV shows that make especially the python thing seem like it's a lot worse than it is, you know, or a lot easier than it is, I should say. It's a bad situation. We have our native wildlife being wiped out, but it's not like you're just going to go out there and you're tripping over pythons. You know, it's not the case. I search very, very hard to find them.
There was an estimate of 500,000 pythons in the Everglades.
Could be more. I personally think there's less.
Really?
I do. We don't really know what's out there. The estimates have been 100,000 all the way up to 3 million. And
How do they estimate?
that's the thing. They're just going off of captures, really, and the decline of native wildlife, which there's other factors at play when it comes to the decline of our native wildlife. Obviously, pythons are eating up our native wildlife in the Everglades, without a doubt. There is a lot of evidence of that. But our Everglades is a struggling place as it is right now, between the water management, the overpopulation of our state. We have a growing panther population that we're looking like we're having trouble sustaining. And
Sustaining, how so?
well, we see a lot of depredation in Collier and Henry County from
When you mean depredation, you mean attacking wildlife?
attacking not so much wildlife, but pets,
Excuse me.
pets and livestock.
Livestock.
Yes, sir. And we just see that there's more panthers than we're accounting for just from vehicular deaths.
Mm-hmm.
So if the current panther numbers were accurate, over 30% of the panther population dies every year just from motor vehicles. And, you know, that doesn't really seem right if you think about that. There's no way a third of the population dies every year from motor vehicles and is continuing to grow, and they're just not that stupid. You know what I mean?
So it's sort of an uncalculated. They haven't calculated it correctly. But you think there's more of them. There's
Well,
quite a lot of sightings, right?
So sightings are rare, but that's just because it's a very elusive animal, and they're out in the middle of the Everglades.
I've seen like more photos of them over the last few years than I've ever seen before.
We've had attacks.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We've had, I believe, a couple in the past few years each year where people are out turkey hunting or you know, sitting on the ground calling for a turkey, calling for a coyote, something like that, and a panther comes in, and I think some guy got mauled on his face or something like that. You know, it's pretty wild. Of course, the animal realizes what's happening and gets out of there.
But he still gets attacked.
Me personally, just from python hunting down there over the years, I've seen a dozen or more of them. I've been sleeping in my tent in the middle of the night out in the Everglades, and I'm woken up by a panther growling right next to my head outside my tent, circling my tent for about 15 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Did you have a gun in the tent?
I did. I had a shotgun in the tent. I also had a baby raccoon I rescued in the tent with me.
Oh, whoa.
That I think may have been, you know, a reason he was stalking me a little bit. And I pop out of my tent with my shotgun and my flashlight. I thought it was a big bull gator just from the sound. I've never heard a panther growling inches from my head. And dude, it is bone chilling.
Oh my gosh.
It was so deep and like just devilish sounding. I thought it was a big bull gator. It's the only thing I could think it was. And it would be on this side of the tent right next to my head. Then it was on the other side of the tent. Back on this, no footsteps in between. I'm like, what is going? I'm like,
You
am I
don't hear anything?
Nothing. I'm like, am I surrounded by alligators? Like, what's going on?
Oh my God.
I pop out of my tent and nothing's there. Nothing. Not a thing. Wow. So only thing it could have been is a Florida panther. Maybe two of them. I don't know.
Wow.
Yep.
That's so creepy that they can sneak around and not make any sound at all.
Well, it makes me think how many times did I have one right next to me, and I had
Yeah.
no idea, you know.
I saw one in Montana 2 years ago. Excuse me, in Utah 2 years ago, and it freaked me out. And I was in a truck 30 yards from it. My friend Colton goes, "A cat." I go, "Where?" He goes, "Under the tree." And I look and I see the glowing
Yep,
eyes
that's
because it
it.
was dusk. And then I put my binos on him, and I was, maybe 30 yards away, and his fucking head was like a pumpkin. It was a big male. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
cats before. I've seen small ones. Like, I saw one in Montecito, California, and it was like, like 50, 60 pounds. Almost, I thought it was a coyote until I saw the tail. And I was like, oh, shit, that's a cat.
Hmm.
But this one was different. This one had massive forearms. I
Well,
mean, just massive. It was just sitting there with
and
his pumpkin head.
and that's it. The mountain lions are a different, they're not a different species or breed, but they're different physically
Structurally.
than our Florida panther, but not anymore.
Really?
So the our state government in all their wisdom took Texas cougars, brought them down to Florida, and interbred them with the last few remaining Florida panthers we have.
Oh, no.
So they're no longer a Florida panther. They're now Texas cougars, and they are bigger, they are more aggressive, and we're dealing with it for sure.
What a stupid move.